Good evening. Welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School Athletics. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro. Tonight we come to you from the East Brunswick High School gym for girls gymnastics. And the Lady Bears come in 2-0. Unfortunately, they've had 3 meets canceled, yet they remain undefeated. And tonight they go in a tri-meet against Piscataway and Columbia, looking to improve their record. This year the girls are loaded with talent and could possibly be state champions. We'll see, and we'll be ready for the action in just a moment.
The East Brunswick girls team is coached by Leslie Gatner. Captains are Teresa Brewer and Erica Lawson. Team members include Terry Friedman, Allison Leader, Lori Herbert, Stephanie Kane, Wendy Gillette, Sherry Blumenthal, Robin Kimmel, and Alicia Friend. Piscataway is coached by Andrea Evans, assistant coach Joe Danny, captains are Tina Knoll and Lori Anderson. Team members include Kathy Godisick, Neha Patel, Tamara Wilkerson, Kelly Beasley, Holly Kaplan, Nicole Salverson, Hope Marrow, Stacy Zanetto, and Tanya Apparaccio. Columbia is coached by Sherry Dow. Captains are Victoria Custodio and Amy Heidelbaum. Also Jennifer Lynch. Team members include Andrea Milton, Leora Mallett, Gina Petrozella, Nicole Rapp, Claire Ostrowski, Amy Ventus, and Diana Lothrop. The judges for this evening's meet are Wendy Picocchio, Cindy Wagner, Linda O'Brien, and Jill Mandel. Will everyone please rise to the national anthem, which will be sung by Stephanie Newman. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red clouds above bursting in air gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, good evening again. National anthem being sung by Stephanie Newman. Fine job. Again, as we mentioned at the outset of the program, this is a tri-meet. That is, East Brunswick is competing with and against Piscataway and Columbia High Schools. We will be focusing in on only the East Brunswick team. tonight as they go through their 4 events. The girls have won 2 of their dual meets, and as I mentioned, Coach Leslie Gatner told me that 3 meets were canceled, and obviously the girls have been quite dismayed by that. It disrupts their training schedule, and it also disrupts their motivation. Here they work hard and practice all week looking to compete, and 3 meets being canceled really disrupts the team. But Coach Gatner's confident that the girls are going to do well tonight. They're looking to score over 100 points. 106.8 was their highest as far this season. That happening a couple weeks ago. And Coach Gatner feels that if East Brunswick can score around 108 or better, they could be in good position for a state championship. So we'll see what they look like tonight. East Brunswick High School Lady Bears, again in a tri-meet against Piscataway and Columbia. East Brunswick's first event will be vault. They'll move on to bars, beam, and then floor. Or that's the schedule that we have anyway at this point. And we'll follow them around from one event to the next. My assumption is that they'll be running 4 events at once. And you see the Piscataway and Columbia teams in the far corner of the gym getting ready to come out. And we're just waiting for the girls now to go to each of their events. We're expecting East Brunswick to be at the vault. In high school gymnastics, the girls get 2 vaults, unlike the boys that generally get 1. And apparently, East Brunswick will not be starting on vault. We're waiting to see where they're going to start off. You see Coach Leslie Gatner in your picture now. Well, it looks as though they're only going to run 2 events at one time, so it'll be bars and vault. And apparently Columbia will be up first vaulting. No, Columbia's on bars. We're still somewhat confused here as to what the order of events are going to be tonight. Anyway, this is a Columbia gymnast, so while we're waiting, we'll follow her on bars. Does a glide on the low bar. It's young ladies from Columbia High School in northern New Jersey. Kicking up to an uprise, forward roll, front hip circle as they call it. That was not her dismount, that was a break. She has about 30 seconds to remount. She mounts quickly. Still struggling. And she finally dismounts. In the background, you hear the crowd. And that's one of the Piscataway girls on vault. So East Brunswick is not up at the moment on either floor, vault or bars. So we'll just stay and pick up some of the action as it happens. Again, we'll be focusing in on the East Brunswick team. And the judges are having a conference at bars, so we'll swing over to vaulting. See a young lady from Piscataway getting ready to go. Doing a handspring vault. The coach is allowed to be there, but if the coach touches the gymnast, it's a half-point deduction. And we'll move back to the bars now for one of the Columbia gymnasts. Nice full turn to the low bar. Straddle over. That'll be a deduction. Kip to a free hip, back layout dismount. Nice routine. And unfortunately, we do not have the names of the gymnasts from either Piscataway or Columbia, so we cannot identify them. But while we wait for East Brunswick, we'll show you some of what the competition looks like this evening. You see the coaches setting the bars. Each girl has their own particular bar setting. Girls are required to have releases both above and below the bar, and obviously swinging between the bars.
Next up, vaulting for Piscataway will be Laura Anderson.
Moving over to the vault. Another handspring. That's Piscataway High School.
Next up on uneven bars for Columbia is Amy Titlebound.
And bars, we'll go back. Straddle half turn mount. No deduction there for movement, regripping. Kip up. And a half-turn dismount.
Next up on the uneven bars for Columbia will be Amy Gymnastics.
And I think East Brunswick now is about ready to go on vault. Up first will be Kerry Friedman. By the way, East Brunswick, the girls, won the Trenton State Invitational. A big win for them to start off the season. See the East Brunswick girls waiting. I don't know what the delay is. So we'll go back to uneven bars with Columbia High School. Straddle over, dragging her feet will be a deduction, obviously. Straddle cut catch. Long hang kip. And a back semi dismount. All right, Lady Bears finally get over to the vault, where Kerry Freeman will start things off. Kerry is a junior, and all around whose best events are this event, the vault, and Florex. Good close-up of Kerry there.
For the second rotation, Columbia has a bye. East Brunswick will be vaulting, and Piscataway will be on the uneven bars. Up first for East Brunswick will be Kerry Freeman.
Kerry waiting to go. She's got the okay from the judge. Good strong run. And Kerry with a handspring. Very nice vault. See Coach Gatner giving her a few instructions. She'll get a second vault. She's ready. Half on, tries the full and not quite. It was going to be half on, full off. She got about 3/4 of the way around. I don't know if they'll give her credit for the vault. We'll see what her score is though. She did have a good handspring. Obviously they take the higher of the two scores. And we're going to see both scores. An 8-4. And an 8-1 from the two judges at vault. This is Teresa Brewer, senior. Teresa with a very nice handspring vault. Teresa is an all-around and one of the team's top scorers on this event. On vaulting, obviously, the gymnasts are required to show good speed to the board and good body position from board to horse, and what they call amplitude or repulsion off the horse, height and distance. And you saw evidence of that with Teresa's handspring. Teresa ready now for her second vault. Half on, full off, and she just made it around. It's close, but I think they'll give her credit for it. And we'll wait to see her scores. Up next will be Wendy Gillette, who is a junior and one of the team's top all-around scorers.
Next up for the Brunswick on the vault will be Wendy Gillette. On the uneven bars for Piscataway will be Kathy Godfrey.
Scores are 8-3 and 8.4. Wendy Gillette. Wendy starts with a handspring. A little hop at the end, but still a good vault. Obviously, the score will be averaged between the two. So for Teresa Brewer, for example, an 8-3 and 8-4 would come out to an 8-3-5. Wendy will get ready for her second attempt. Acknowledges that she's ready. She sets her mark. Half on, full off, nice vault. A little extra step there, but nonetheless a good vault. Half on, full off. That'll bring up Alicia Friend, a sophomore. And Alicia's an interesting story. She was in East Brunswick for a time, moved to Illinois, where she was one of the top high school gymnasts in that state, and has come back. And I know Coach Gatner, 8-7 and 8-8 for Wendy Gillette. Just to finish that story, I know Coach Gatner is quite happy to have her back in East Brunswick, and particularly on the team. And she's a sophomore, so she should be here for another 2 years. And here she goes. Half on Sukahara, right to her feet. Beautiful vault. The Sukahara is a half on back semi off. I don't think you can get it much better than that. She should score quite well with that. She's ready. And let's see if she does the Sukahara again. Yes. And just as good. I think the first one was a little better. She stuck it, but she should score well on that vault. I would suspect she'd be in the 9s. So East Brunswick quite well on this event. Every gymnast in the middle 8s to high 8s, and we'll see what Alicia receives. 9.1. So East Brunswick starts off on a real good note with vaulting. And the Lady Bears should move over to bars next as soon as Piscataway finishes. So you couldn't ask for a better start than the way the Bears started off on vault. Each of the gymnasts looking quite strong. Carrie Friedman starting off with a 8-1, 8-4. Teresa Brewer followed with scores of 8-4, 8-3. Wendy Gillette with scores of 8-8 and 8-7. And then finally Alicia Friend receiving a 9-1 from both judges. So a little break for the Bears as they wait for the bars to be completed. Piscataway High is on it now. Columbia is presently at the beam, warming up. Each rotation, one team will be sitting out while the other two teams compete on 2 events. And so while we're waiting, we'll look at the uneven bars once again with Piscataway. And it looks as though that may be it. We apologize for what seems to be endless delay between events. Our understanding was that East Brunswick was going to move around through 4 events.
Event totals for the vaulting: East Brunswick 26.3, Piscataway 21.05.
All right, we'll be right back as soon as East Brunswick moves on to the next event. And there's a future gymnast, hopefully. It's our cameraman, Dave Ambrosi's daughter, and his wife there to the right. And let me point out that we will be fading from black and up to action as we go through the meet, rather than having you stare on your screen at an empty set of uneven bars. So when East Brunswick's done with the event, we'll go to black. When they're ready for the next event, we'll come back up and present the action. So in effect, you will not miss any of the action of tonight's meet. If you just joined us, East Brunswick's in a tri-meet with Piscataway and Columbia. They have just completed the vault and are now over to the uneven bars, where we expect Lori Herbert, a freshman, to start things off for the Bears. As I mentioned, each girl has their own bar setting, and you can see the girls help one another out in setting the bars. They are allowed to use a rooter board, or a beep board as it's sometimes called, to mount the bars. And let's get ready to look at Lori Herbert, freshman, who's an all-round, and this is one of her strong events. And a lot of pressure on the young lady, freshman, home meet. You see her dad's in the crowd. And she's ready to begin. Nice move, straddle down from the high bar. Working quite well. Very quick, yet very fluid. She's looking good so far. And a nice back layout. And what a way to start off. Lori Herbert, good routine. Dad smiling, you see the girls congratulating one another. And we'll see the scores for Lori. And as a freshman, Coach Gatner, I'm sure, will be counting on Lori in the years to come. Still waiting for the scores.
Up next on the vault for Columbia will be Leora Malik.
Robin Kimball is due next. Robin is an all-around, and this is one of her favorite events. 8.4 is one score for Lori Herbert, and an 8.5. So a great start. And here's Robin Kimball. Straddle over the low bar to kip into the handstand. Reverse grip. Nice move. Straddle over. Again, working the bars real well. Nice move to the low bar. And another layout dismount, and fine bar work so far by the Lady Bears. Robin Kimmel picks up where Lori Herbert left off. And East Brunswick appears to be cooking on this event. As they reset the bars now for Alicia Friend. We'll wait for Robin's scores.
Next up on the end of the card for East Brunswick will be Alicia Friend. Vaulting for Columbia will be Amy Tyrell.
Alicia Friend ready to go, waiting for the judges' approval. I see an 8.8 and an 8.6 for Robin Kimmel on bars, and this is Alicia Friend. Straddle over the low bar. Front hip circle into handstand. Nice hand and bar movement. Good exchange between the bars. Giant swing. Another giant swing with a layaway and a layout. Alicia Friend showing why the Bears are so strong on this event. And that'll leave Wendy Gillette up next. And the Bears wasting no time on this event. Lori Herbert started off with an 8.4 and 8.5. Robin Kimmel had scores of 8.8, 8.6. And Alicia Friend had an excellent routine and should be around that 9.0 mark.
Next up for East Brunswick on the uneven bars will be Wendy Gillette.
Alicia scores 9.1. And we'll watch Wendy Gillette. And look at this young lady work this event. Nice form. Nice movement between the bars. Hits that handstand position. Giant. Another giant. And fly away dismount. Wendy Gillette. Not much you can say. Alicia Friend's scores were 9.1, 9.2, and I've got to believe Wendy Gillette is going to be there or better. As East Brunswick looks super on the uneven bars. Waiting for Wendy's scores. See a 9.3 and a 9.4. So East Brunswick, after two events, is really putting up the points. And have thus far showed why they're a powerhouse in the state of New Jersey. And we'll move to the next event for East Brunswick, balance beam, and we'll be back with that event in just a moment. Okay, we're back with East Brunswick, and they move to the balance beam. Up next, or up first actually, for the Lady Bears will be Erica Lawson, a senior. Erica, very strong in this event, and looking to continue the strong showing tonight of the Lady Bears. Well, we don't know what the other teams are doing. I would think that East Brunswick is in the lead thus far. See Erica waiting. Judges are conferring on the side. If you watch the recent Olympics, you'll know that the balance beam is probably the toughest event for the ladies as Erica gets ready to mount. Women are expected to do tumbling and dance on the apparatus, and Erica starts off with a nice split. Moves into what they call the Valdez. Does it quite nicely, a tough trick. Scale, very nice. Leap, and you'll see the ladies do a number of leaps and turns. Back walkover. Back handspring, and she stays on. Very difficult move. Full turn. Erica working the beam quite well. Handstand, straddles down to a straddle L, if you will. Looking very good thus far. There is a time limit that they have, and it's being kept by the judge. Another full turn. Erica setting up now for a dismount. You see Coach Gatner step in the picture. Back handspring, back summy. So a great start for the Bears. Erica Lawson, a senior. And let me tell you, just to stay on the beam is a major achievement, and to do some of the tricks that Erica showed us shows her talent and skill on this event. And we'll see what Erica scores. Up next will be Teresa Brewer. So I see an 8-0 and an 8-3 for Erica Lawson. So a good start. Teresa Brewer now ready to go. Cartwheel on. Oh. And that'll be a half a point. Tough mount. Just unable to stay on. Leap, and Teresa having a little trouble. Need to keep those hips centered right over the beam. Hip and shoulders must stay centered over the beam, or else your chances of staying on are almost impossible. Handstand. It's a nice split and turns back onto the beam. Very nice. Setting up for a back walkover. into immediate back handspring, and again another fall. It's very hard to regain concentration once the gymnast falls off the event. Teresa now trying to finish up nicely and not have those two falls hurt her too badly. That will be 1 full point. Flip-flop, back semi off. So Teresa Brewer finishes up very nicely, regains her composure. You know, I'm sure she's disappointed with the two falls. You can see Coach Gatner talking to her. Wendy Gillette will be up next. See Wendy getting ready. Judges adding up their scores. And we're still waiting for those scores. Erica Lawson started off with scores of 8-0, 8-3. Teresa had two falls, so we'll see how much that affected her score. It should be 1 full point below what she would have normally scored had she stayed on. 6-8. And Wendy Gillette starts 6-5 for Teresa Brewer, the other score. Wendy starts off with a straddle handstand. Had a little trouble there, but covered it quite well. No trouble with the back walkover. Back handspring was solid, however. Whoop. Able to hold on, stay on that beam, that's the key. Obviously a bobble is less deduction than a fall, and so you'll see the girls do whatever they can to stay on. Back summy, and she sticks it. Very nice. And a nice little creative move, rather. Back handspring, full twist dismount. Wendy Gillette, Jr. Again, the scores for Teresa Brewer were 6-8 and 6-5. Up next for East Brunswick will be Alicia Friend. She'll be the last competitor for the Bears before they move over to their next event. Again, Alicia is a sophomore. We'll wait for Wendy Gillette's scores. And you see one of the Piscataway gymnasts on floor as Alicia Friend comes into the picture. Very slow tonight. Usually these meets move much quicker and are much more entertaining. Tonight, for some reason, very slow pace. Scoring is slow. And now the judges will have a conference. Obviously, they're too far apart in the range of scores, and so they need to compare notes. And so another delay, if you will.
Next up on the balance beam for East Brunswick will be Alicia Friend.
Judges still discussing. And obviously judges see different things and deduct accordingly. And they must be within a range. I believe it is a 1 point difference between the two scores. Could be less in high school. And that's what they're discussing. Apparently they've come to some agreement on Wendy Gillette, and now we'll wait to see. 8.7 is one score. And 9.0 is the other. So that'll leave Alicia Friend to finish it off for East Brunswick on the balance beam. She starts with a straddle press handstand. Very strong move, and she straddles down into an L. Very nice way to start, showing quite a bit of strength. Setting up for a back summy. Very nicely done. If you notice, she kicked over on that. Her leg out to the side. An aerial, side aerial. She's looking very good. Setting up for probably back handsprings. There's one. She'll set up for the second. So far, a very solid routine. Very few form breaks or bobbles, and obviously some very good tricks included. Now setting up back handspring, back layout dismount. So Alicia Friend finishes up for East Brunswick, and we'll see what her scores are like. You see her going over, being congratulated by her teammates and coach. And East Brunswick will now get ready to move on to its last event, and that is the floor exercise. And we'll see what Alicia is given for that beam routine.
For the next rotation, Piscataway has a bye, Columbia will be on the balance beam, and East Brunswick on the floor exercise.
And again, the judges will get together. East Brunswick will be going to the floor, and it looks like they'll be going rather quickly with Kerry Freeman, first competitor. And now finally, Alicia, score of 9.0 from one judge and a 8.9. And so we'll move over to floor. Where all right, Kerry Freeman getting ready to go out onto the floor X mat as East Brunswick starts off on its last event. It'll be Kerry Freeman, Teresa Brewer, Wendy Gillette, and Alicia Friend for the Lady Bears. And here she is, Kerry Friedman. Floor X, the judges are looking for dance and tumbling. Summy, step out. Back handspring, back Summy. Carrie now getting ready. Flip-flops into a pike back. Gymnasts are required to cover all 4 corners. Pirouettes. And now she'll get ready for her last pass. Round off, flip-flops, and a back Summy dismount. She'll finish it up here. Carrie Freeman, Jr. Trying to increase the Bears' lead. Teresa Brewer now up next. Scores for Carrie Freeman. 8-3. Waiting for the other one. Did not see the other score, and we'll see if we can get it. In the meantime, we'll watch Teresa Brewer. And she's ready for her first pass and a full twist. Pirouette. Ready now for a second tumbling pass. Front Summy with a step out, a little trouble into back handsprings, and I'm sure she wanted to do a back Summy there, but a good recovery. Still dancing well is Teresa Brewer. Nice straddle jump. Now setting up for her final pass. Flip-flops into a back Summy. Teresa Brewer to be followed now by Wendy Gillette. Again, the scores for Carrie Freeman were 8.3 and 8.5. Teresa, who is the only senior competing tonight, showing some leadership on the Florex event. Still waiting for the scores for Teresa. And apparently the judges will have a conference, so it's kind of been the way things are going tonight. You see the judges, what they're doing is they're going over what they saw as the deductions and also the tricks and the relative scoring of those tricks. Each trick is broken out into categories, A, B, or C, and the competitor is required to have so many C, B, and A movements in the routine, and that's what they're looking at, and then obviously the form breaks and other deductions that they've picked up. So Wendy Gillette has been waiting patiently on the side and is now ready to go. And the scores for Teresa Brewer are 8-7 and 8-4. And this is Wendy Gillette now. Waiting for her music. Back rollers are a nice handstand. Nice way to start off. Getting set up now for a first tumbling pass. This should be a double full twist. There it is, right to her feet. Well executed. Nice high split leaps. Second pass now, front handspring, front step out. Flip-flops into a pike back summy. Here's the dance portion, which is required. Pirouette. Actually a double pirouette. Sets up now for her final pass. And another twist. Wendy Gillette, fine floor X routine, should score well. I know she's got to be pleased with that double twist to start. I know she mentioned before the meet that she was bothered somewhat by calf trouble. But a fine routine nonetheless, and that'll bring up Alicia Friend to finish off East Brunswick's night.
Next up on the floor exercise for East Brunswick will be Alicia Friend. On the balance beam for Columbia will be Leora Malik.
Let's see what the scores are for Wendy Gillette. 9-1, 9-1. Well deserved. Excellent floor routine. And now Alicia Friend is ready. Last competitor for East Brunswick tonight. Getting ready, first tumbling pass, round off into flip-flops, double full, very nice. Full turns on the floor. She's only a sophomore. Front handspring, front step out, into flip-flops, into back layout. Showing some of her dance ability. Split leaps. And here she goes for her last pass. Flip-flops into a back layout. Alicia Friend ends it for East Brunswick. Very nice routine. And we'll see what they score her. All in all, it's been an excellent meet for the Lady Bears. They started off well on vault and progressed through the other 3 events very strong. And I think they've got this meet wrapped up. And we'll see what Alicia Friend scores. I see a 9-3 and a 9-4. So the Bears finish out the way they started off. And we'll be back in a moment to give you a recap of this meet, and we'll have a special guest. Joining me is East Brunswick High School coach Leslie Gatner. And Leslie, East Brunswick scored 106.45 tonight. You've got to be pleased.
Oh, I am. That's not our highest score. We scored 106.8 before, so, and that was a school record. This is, of course, a school record also. But the girls are doing super. We still have some problems, things we need to iron out, and I think we're capable of scoring a good 108, which I think is state championship caliber.
Well, we're hoping so. One thing I wanted to talk to you about quickly, and that is, I've seen a change in Wendy Gillette, which I think has been brought about by Alicia Friend, and the fact that they're close competitors and they feed off one another, and it seems to have helped both.
When we heard Alicia was transferring here, I was very curious to see the effect it would have on Wendy's performance. And fortunately, she's taken it, and she's used the fact that they're very close competitively and worked to her advantage, and she's really improved. She's really shining.
I'll tell you, I was very impressed with the girls, particularly on the bars. They were really swinging tonight, and you got outstanding performances from Teresa Brewer, Erica Lawson on beam, Kerry Freeman on floor. It just kind of started. The first person off seemed to really start things going tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot of depth this team, so I'm sure a lot of other teams see our first girl up, and usually that's a weaker gymnast, and we've got some real good first people up, so that really gets us off to a good start.
Leslie, what's left now for East Brunswick for the rest of the season? How many more meets do you have, and then when do you go into the state competitions?
We just have a few more meets left. Unfortunately, none of them are very competitive for us at this point. The girls have the GMC individual tournament at the end of the month, and that's strictly for individual honors. And then we will just be practicing and readying ourselves for the sectional championship, which we hope to win, which will advance us to the finals.
Well, great. Thank you so much, and good luck to you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, let me just run down the final scores if I can. East Brunswick, as I said, finished with 106.45, Piscataway 77.6, and Columbia 88.15. So the Lady Bears remain undefeated in their quest for maybe their first state girls gymnastics championship. So for Leslie Gatner, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.